What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It is I, James, for DobsonAgency.com, urban-picker.com, 24 years selling full-time on eBay. And we're still working on this room. It's going to be a process. It is a process. So what's going on now, updated? First, I'm going to say, if you watched yesterday's video, the sales for the weekend was just in the toilet. And I shared with you one of the server failures I've been getting yesterday. And that's been kind of attributing that. And I think with the checkout and the offer issues, it's just everything's kind of piling up right now with all the changes they're making on the website. It just seems like problems are stacking up. And they're just not being able to keep up with fixing them. It's what it appears to me. But today we're at 10 a.m. and I'm already at $200. So at least today is looking a hell of a lot better than the last few days. I mean, the one day I only did $450 for the whole day. So to be at 200 at 10 a.m., yeah, I'll take that. I just hope it continues throughout the day. But anyway, so what's going on here, what I'm doing today and where I'm at. As you can see over here, I'm over to B38 when it comes to organizing the Bs. As you know, this room's going to be only A's and B's by the time I'm done. It sounds like me in school. Not A's and B's. Yeah, a lot of these clothes are not even listed. Like I'm pulling this, since this is in the way, I'm going to use this for like maybe boxed items or toys or something that I don't want to get damaged, by putting them in big boxes, something like that, more delicate items. So that's what these will be for. But like when I pulled this and like one of this, out of this three, the one that, it filled one box for the actual listed items, and the rest were thrown aside that I will relist at a later date. If you don't know, my main goal is to have everything in this room listed by AI, so ended and relisted. But the first step is to transfer everything over to A's and B's. And while I'm doing that, top everything off, boxes, spaces, get this room perfect. And then I can go in and start doing more with the end and relist with List Easier. But I am listing new stuff as I go to fill up space, because if you remember, you can't really see, but this whole floor was covered with boxes. I had all the boxes down here of 8 tracks. Those have all been worked into the system. So I had boxes there, boxes here, boxes here. So that's all been worked into the system. The system meaning the drawers. I have not touched anything past the purple stickers. So this stuff hasn't been touched yet because I don't have to change these numbers. So I started with the B's, which are transferring over to the A100s plus. And then I'm going to start on the hat boxes. These will become like A21s, A21A, A21B, or A, B, C, D if I divide them in half. I'm contemplating if I stick with that. It does make it easier to pull and quicker. It just makes it slower to fill. So I've got to think on that a little bit more, but I got time. I think I'm probably going to stick with it. So I'm now down to A149 is the next one. And I still got the rest of this to go. And then I'll be moving on to these boxes here. And then I'll do the A's last. Once I get to the end here, I'm going to measure this up and go to Menards and get a couple of shelving units. This will bring me an extra 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 boxes. 4, 6, 8. Plus I'll transfer those into boxes, which will give me more space. So I've got that advantage when it comes to the space. I've started clearing this off. I've got 2 done so far. Those stuff I'm incorporating into the drawer, so this can be my new arrival listing section. Yeah, fun. And then I've got some spaces still to fill here. Can't see too well here. So, and then the 2 down over here. So definitely still a lot more room in here, and I think I can get a full-size box up here to eliminate these X's. Like I said, they'll all become B's. And then lighting. I got another one of these that I don't use, so I'm going to pull that down and maybe string it up here. I've got these outlets on the ceiling. I got 2 on this side, and I got 2 on this side there, and 1 underneath there. So I don't think these lights stopped working, so I can unplug those. So I can definitely hook lights up to that, and that's all connected to this switch here. So I might be able, if I can find something with a long enough cord, bring some light as far this way as I can. And then figure out exactly how to light up this section. When I go to Menards, maybe I'll look and see what they have, if they have any ideas or something on what I can do. I know some of you have recommended the motion sensor lights and stuff like that, so that might be a good something for this area right here. So I'll look into that. But we're going along. And this is the one great thing about using AI, using List Easier to do this. So yesterday I put up, was doing all this organizing, but I was also able to list 74 new items into the store. So before something like List Easier, I would not have been able to, doing 75 items while on top of something else just wasn't doable. It was just, that ain't gonna happen. It's, that's why that's one big reason why all my projects got pushed back, is because I wanted to concentrate on listing items, right? To keep sales coming in, to keep new sales moving. And now I can do my projects and still list easily 100 items a day. And that's just crazy. But that is what AI is affording us the benefit of doing, is being able to advance our businesses forward and not just be stuck the way we were. So the fact that I can do this big project while still listing items and listing more than I would have on a normal day is just crazy to me. Life-changing, I'm telling you. It's just exciting. So I'm just pumping myself up for the day. That's all. Excited to get going. So excited to get this all done so it can be nice organized, and put the past 24 years behind of the same old organizing system. So I'm excited for the change. Excited. All right. I'm going to start working here. So if you didn't know, I almost lost Pee-wee yesterday. We've had the same lawn guy for 10 years. I don't know, quite a while. He's always closed the gate. He knows to close the gate. He left the gate open. I think he may have had a new employee. Maybe that's what happened, and he didn't check the gate. And I let the puppies out back, and if they don't come in within like 10 minutes, I go check on them because I know they're up to something. Finding poop to eat, whatever. or just to make sure they're all right. So after about 10 minutes, I'm like, something's going on. Went out there, looked in the yard, couldn't find them. The gate was open. I'm like, oh, damn it. I run out. I'm yelling Pee-wee, yelling Pee-wee. We got this neighbor who was always very talkative. She's got a dog, and she was always very talkative. She hasn't spoke to me once this year. She hasn't come to pet the dogs once this year, this summer, which I felt kind of odd because she was always she'd come into the neighbor's yard and come down and pet the puppies. She hasn't said one thing this year. And she's out there hearing me holler for Pee-wee. She ain't saying nothing. I had to ask her, do you see Pee-wee? Yeah, he went up the street. Like, and you just sat there? I don't know what hell happened to her, but her like whole demeanor has changed. I'm like, wow. I'm like, well, you could have at least tried to call him. He probably would have came to you. Well, I didn't say that, but I was thinking it. So I went running up the street looking for him. Asking people, did they see a St. Bernard? Nobody saw a St. Bernard. After about 20 minutes, start coming back down the street. Decided to go on the side of the houses to the train tracks over here. And he's just casually walking the train tracks, smelling everything. I'm like, Pee-wee, come here. He turns around, slowly walks toward me. I'm like, come on, let's go home. And he just walks slowly beside me like nothing's ever happened. Like he just out exploring, no big deal. After me running for 25 minutes looking for him, coughing up a storm, because all this stuff in my head, my throat is sore for yelling. My sinuses are a mess. I'm just like, but we got him home and everything's good. So, guess I just can't count on the Mo person anymore to make sure the gate's closed. Adrian always leaving his trash down here. Dang. I haven't ordered supplies yet. Oh, man. All right. Yeah, I got some of this stuff. I figured I'm just going to incorporate this stuff on this side of the area. So I'm kind of leaving it right now so I can clear off that new arrivals section. So these tent boxes will go into the drawers and shelves over here. Excuse me. All right. That's all. This is fun, though. This is fun. So, yeah, yesterday was kind of a nightmare for about 25, 30 minutes. All right. All right. Back to work, James. Okay. All right. I don't think those things are listed anymore either. I have to check on that. All right. I will see you all in the next video later.